Hey everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to make a nice yummy fall recipe. It's a nice warm soup for when it's getting cold outside. It's a butternut squash soup. So go ahead and get to it. Alright, to start this thing off, you're going to do the pain in the butt part of go ahead and peel and cut up a butternut squash or two. Depends on how many you want to put in here. I'm just using one for right now. It doesn't matter. Try to keep the pieces kind of thick, but they don't have to be anything fancy because later you're going to be just going to blend them up anyway. After it's peeled and cut up and seeded and all the good stuff, you're going to throw it in here in a bowl, cover it in some olive oil. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 teaspoons, I don't know. Toss it around a little, get it all coated up. Go ahead and salt it. Then get a baking sheet and lay it out on there nice and pretty like. While you're doing all this, you can have your oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to do this part first because it's going to take the longest. Because you're going to end up roasting this in the oven for a while before you even move on to the next step. I'm going to sprinkle some more salt on once I get these all laid out. You know what, I'll do it the quick way. I pour them out and then I'll figure it out, huh? I'm very impatient sometimes. Just try to space them out so they're all on one layer. It doesn't matter if they're touching. Just don't have them piled on top of each other. Should be able to fit them all in here. All right, oops, there's one. Looks pretty good. Oops, I missed a piece in here. Little piece. You're gonna go ahead and roast this in the oven for anywhere between 50 to 60 minutes. That's just gonna take so long. It all depends on how thick you cut them or how thin you cut them and how many pieces you use in and all that good jazz. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this in the oven and then I will come back whenever the next step's time. Alrighty then. Now I got my squash all roasted up. Look at this yumminess. Looks kind of like some baked potatoes a little bit, huh? Like baked up sweet potatoes or something. They're all nice and roasted up. If you want to, you could have started this next step while it was cooking, which I was gonna do. Then I got distracted by shiny objects. So next you're gonna go ahead and melt butter. I'm using about 4 tablespoons. That's up to you on how much you want to use there. Once the butter gets all melted up, you're gonna go ahead and put 1 chopped up onion in there with that there butter. You're gonna saute up this onion until, we'll say about 5-6 minutes, until it starts getting a little translucent. And I will come back to you when it's ready for the next step. Sheesh. All right, sorry, I'm dropping stuff. So after you saute the onions for a while, you're gonna go ahead and put a few cloves of garlic in. I just put a few spoonfuls of this yummy already minced garlic because I'm lazy and because it's really actually very useful. And a little twist here, we're gonna throw in some chopped up sage. You don't have to do this part, it just adds a little extra flavor to it. You're gonna go ahead and cook that up and saute it for another about 5 or 6 minutes, give or take, before going on to the next step. All right, now you got this all nice and sauteed up. You're gonna do 2 things here. First, you're gonna add roughly about 32 ounces of broth. I'm adding twice that much because I'm making as much of this stuff as possible for my family. So I'll be adding 64 ounces. It'll be about 8 cups. All right, and you're also gonna go ahead and scoop this yummy roasted squash into here as well. Okay, man. I can't remember if it's veggie broth if I didn't say that already. Kind of might have left that part out. But veggie broth. you want to use here. Go ahead and mix that up a little bit in there so everything gets nice and coated. And go ahead and turn it up to about a medium-high heat. Bring it to a boil. Then once it's boiling, you're going to let it simmer for about 10 to 20 minutes, or however long it takes for it to start breaking down the squash a little bit. Alrighty then. Once you got it all reduced down here and simmered, and you got the squash all breaking down, go ahead and pour about a half a cup of heavy cream in here. I'll save a little bit more for later here. Stir that up. Then you get your either an immersion blender or get like I have a food processor here. You can get a regular blender. You're gonna start scooping this stuff up and putting it inside the blender or food processor, whatever you're using, and start blending up all these big pieces of stuff. Since it's gonna be really loud, I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera, and I'll come back whenever I'm done. All right, and here you have it. I added some chives on top for a little extra flavor and color, and I poured some more cream on. That's what the white stuff is in there. And then I made some special little salted roasted walnuts to put on top. Give a little extra saltiness and flavor. You got that nice. It could get smoother if I had a blender or immersion blender or a regular blender, but food processor works just fine. Also, it will just be a little bit chunkier, which is fine by me. There you have it. Nice, yummy, warm, tasty soup for fall made with butternut squash. It takes longer just to prep the squash than anything, but so good when you're all done with it. If you like this recipe, please leave a comment down below and let me know. If you have other yummy fall recipes you want me to try out or you want to share with everybody else who watches, go ahead and put the comments down below what the recipe is. Also, right down there, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button and a little bell doohickey so you know when I post more videos. All right, see you around.